Yeah, no. I did not enjoy this show one bit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone asked for a movie or a TV show about this character. Heck, I don't even think anyone cares about her.
Well, I know for a fact. I don't like her. She's just an Iron Man wannabe who only wants to be as cool as Tony Stark, if not better than him. And in my eyes, she's not. And she never will be. So, the plot of this show, I barely even remember the plot, it's so forgettable. But from what I understand, she was expelled from this school. I think it's all about like inventions and stuff. But then she later on was offered to be a part of some kind of criminal gang led by Parker Robbins, which she accepted that offer because she was offered lots of money. And of course, she would do this for money because she's broke. And I'm guessing she needs money to upgrade her suit. Speaking of which, at the start of the first episode, there's one thing that she says about Tony Stark that really bothers me. And it's where she said that Tony Stark would never have become who he is if he wasn't a billionaire. Like, I'm sorry, Mrs. Iron Man wannabe, but you're forgetting one thing.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, obviously, she knows nothing about what Tony Stark has been through. Like, his first ever Iron Man suit was literally made out of scrap metal. And here's the thing. This character, Riri Williams, she does not have the same amount of money as Tony did, but she somehow is able to successfully make an iron suit. So yeah, she can't say anything about that. She's definitely one of the worst characters in Marvel Comics. I hate Ironheart, man. Yeah, she even as well, somehow, is able to make an AI version of her best friend who died. Yeah, so she basically brought her back to life, but she turned her into an AI. Isn't that just great? Okay, I know that was technically accidental, but still, how did she do that? And why? Well, I know for a fact I would not want an AI doppelganger or whatever they are of any of my friends. Absolutely not. Now, when it comes to that other character we just mentioned, Parker Robbins, who's the main villain of the show, he is a comic book supervillain known as the Hood. And I gotta say, he was the best part of the show. He was the only character in the show I thought was interesting. Yeah, like, he was the only character in the show I was rooting for. I mean, I don't care about his crew, or Riri herself, or her friends or family, or any other characters who were in this show, really. Like, this character, the Hood, is the only best character in the show, probably. The most memorable one for me, honestly, even if I don't like him. What interests me more about this character is the cloak, because it was a gift from Mephisto, and yes, Mephisto was in this show, and we'll get to him soon enough. However, the cloak that he gave him, it's basically corrupting him, both physically and mentally. And it creates these scales in his veins, which makes them turn black, slowly. And the longer he wears the cloak, the further it spreads. That is the only interesting part about the show. Well, for me at least. Maybe so, but at the same time, it's also kind of creepy. And speaking of Mephisto, he does appear in this show, but not a lot. And he's played by Sacha Baron Cohen. And I gotta say, he was quite good, surprisingly.
Maybe, but he still wasn't enough to save the show from being bad. And it's not because he didn't appear much, but because, well, I did not like the way the show ended.
And you're probably wondering, how does this show end? Well, let's just say that the Iron Man wannabe, Riri, she made a deal with the devil. Mephisto, I mean. Yes, the same devil who gave Parker that cloak. And she knows that he did, so she should know the consequences of making a deal with someone like Mephisto. But she did it anyway. And because of that, he was able to bring her friend back from the dead. And in the process, she's corrupted. What an idiot. the show also introduced a character who apparently is the son of Obadiah Stane, and he's played by Alden Ehrenreich, Han Solo from his Solo movie. See what I did there? Right. Anyway, Obadiah Stane has a son? I don't remember if he even had a wife, let alone a son. And also, somehow, he knew how his father actually died, rather than falling for that lie created by Phil Coulson where he died in a plane accident. But they never explained how he figured it out. He wasn't even there when it happened. Another question is, how long has he known? I mean, it happened 15 years ago? And he knew this whole time? Would have been cool if they explained that a bit further. Unless maybe I missed something. Then again, can you blame me? This show is very forgettable.
Overall, I hate this show. Not just because it had a very forgettable story, but also because I never liked Ironheart as a character. Not even in the comics. Because she's annoying, she's selfish, she's immature, and she's incredibly irritating.
What irritates me the most is every time someone asks her why she decided to make an iron suit, the only answer she gives us is because she could. Rather than giving some heroic speeches like, I'm doing this to protect the people I care about, or doing it for the good of the world. But then again, I'm a villain, so what do I know? I know the real reason. She only wants to be a very popular icon, even more popular than Tony Stark probably, even though obviously that's never going to happen. She's no hero. She's a fraud. Anyways, that'll be it for the review. I'm going to rate this show a 0 out of 10. And now, let's just find out what show we're going to review next. The next show we'll be reviewing is... Ahsoka.
That one is better than Ironheart. I can promise you that.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.